I've been hearing all over the years about the wonder of the music that comes from this school, but I know that you have academic excellence, you have scientific excellence, saw how well you did in the young sciences, that was a mighty outcome. I know you're great on the sports fields, all sorts of things you are good at. And you're only good at those things because people come in here and give that 100%. Because you know that on day one when you start something, nobody's going to be proficient at anything on the first day. Music's a classic example. As the mother of children who have all gone to music lessons, God help us, every mother knows that generally for the first year that you're playing a musical instrument, only a mother could listen to it and get any kind of satisfaction out of it. Because it's usually dire, absolutely dire. But little by little by little, incrementally, that awful raucous sound begins to smooth out. It begins to grow more mature, more confident. It begins to become something you can actually let the neighbours in to listen to. And that's something that happens with everything in a school. Everything that you turn your hand to is something that if you invest in over a period, patiently, step by step, you can grow in skill, you can grow in wisdom and knowledge. You can leave this school at the end of your years a very, very, very different person. A person who has blossomed, who has grown, who has strengths, who knows the coping skills to deal with weaknesses, who has insights into other personalities, but fundamentally is a person who leaves with that charism of care going out into the world to help the rest of our messy old world to try and invest goodness in that world, decency, patient people, people who are prepared to put effort in, who don't say that everything has to be instantly gratified now this minute, who understand that the things that are worthwhile in life have to be built little by little by little. Patience, perseverance, courage, all of these things we find in our students here. All of these things we find in their lives. They come in and day out, give the 100%, have been doing that for 150 years. And on this day, as the primary ambassadors of the school, let me salute the students first, because quite frankly, if you didn't give the 100%, if you didn't make the effort, if you didn't grow strong in yourselves over these years, not just in subjects but as human beings, if you didn't grow, this school's doors would have closed long ago. Because it is your giving of the 100% that is the lifeblood that continues. The teachers, the other members of staff of the school, all the people who gather around the school as boards and as parents to encourage the vibrancy of the school. It's your enthusiasm that is their energy. It's their continuing energy in generation after generation. So maybe could we salute on this particularly important anniversary year, could we salute the primary ambassadors of the school by giving them a round of applause, those of us who are slightly older. And can I ask the students of the school if you would return the compliment to those who come here every day, whose vocation it is to teach you, whose vocation it is to help run the school, to keep the school clean, to provide the food, to make the school a happy and encouraging environment. The board of management, whom you mightn't see every day, but they are working on your behalf. The parents' council, who also work on your behalf. And the community, who gather around this school because it's so important to them, and they know that what's invested here in you is an investment in one human person that makes the family strong, that makes the community strong and makes our country strong. And Bunclody has surely always been a source of strength, a huge source of both local, regional and national strength, a place that is synonymous with patriotic courage. So this is a place of great importance, huge importance. So would you please maybe say a big thank you to all the people who today represent the generations gone past, who have made such an investment in the strength of this community and the strength of our country. Give them a big round of applause too. And can I thank you again for inviting Martin and I to share this very special day with you. It's lovely to get a chance to be here. To all of you who are doing exams, many of you with that Many people are doing, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, I keep my fingers crossed. You do the work and I'll do the praying, right? If you probably have to do a bit of praying as well, will you? That always helps. So please, I hope that this year, this very special sesquicentenary year, will be memorable for all the right reasons, for good reasons, for all the investment that you put into this year, and that by the end of it you will be well rewarded for that effort. And believe me, if you as students are well rewarded, you can be sure that all that news, everything that you do with your lives, it comes back to the school in bits and pieces. And all those bits and pieces, they are again part of the fuel that keep people dedicated to this great profession that is education, that is helping our young people to be the best they can be by creating the best environment so that they can flourish. Thank you to all those who create this environment, who sustain it, who develop it, who grow it, who remain very, very passionate about it. Gormila Mahaga, enjoy this year.
I now call on Mrs. Frances Redwood to reply.
We would like to thank you for your visit here today. I hope the students have listened carefully, and I believe they will have gleaned quite a lot from what you have said to them, and they bring that with them as they go forward into their examinations. We have a small number of presentations we would like to make to you now, and before that I would like to say we wish you well for yourself as you head into the future. Gormila Mahaga a Uachtaráin.
Thank you, Mrs. Redwood. I now call on students to present gifts to Mrs. McAleese. So can I first of all call upon our head girl, Claire Crane. So Claire, can you come forward, please? And Claire is presenting a painting done by a past pupil of the school, Cleona Reck. Cleona Reck is a fourth-year student at the Fine Art Painting in Limerick School of Art and Design, and she's taken part in many exhibitions of her work in both Ireland and in the Netherlands. And the painting, inspired, it's a work inspired by an old photograph of a bridge in Bunclody, which of course on your journey to the school this morning, Mr. McAleese. The picture is actually taken over 100 years ago, and the scene is virtually unchanged since then. So there you go. Okay. Thank you. And he'll be assisted by the head boy, James O'Connor. And Sean is presenting a bird feeder and the nesting box, which he constructed. So that's the nesting box and the feeder, which he constructed. And a recent idea Mr. McAleese was suggested by his woodwork teacher, Mr. Tom Quilter. But Sean has made this with great skill and flair, and it's finished, I can see, to a very high standard. Sean hopes that it will adorn the grounds of our Snookron.
We're fixing the birds that way.
Yes, yeah. Perhaps one day he hopes that the webcam will record the board movements around this presentation. And on a serious sentiment, which I think is important, Sean believes that we are returning to the birds at ours some of their food and their habitat that they have been removed elsewhere to make this presentation. So, there you go. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of our start this morning. I thank you for your full attention. And again, just to say what an honour it is to have on this very significant year the President of Ireland and her husband, Dr. Martin Macpiece. So again, President Macpiece, thank you for coming to us this morning and for being part and for initiating the celebrations that are significant in our school this year.
So, the Lord stand up please for the President of Ireland, Mary Macpiece, as she leaves the hall.
Frozen by this stage. It's the very frozen girls on now. Thanks ever so much, I really appreciate it.
Right, there you go. Again.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Adore that song.